The number 33 has always intrigued scholars, mystics, and religious figures due to its recurring appearance in key moments and contexts throughout history. It seems to carry a greater symbolic weight than other numbers, as if it were a portal to something profound and mysterious. Various traditions, from ancient religions to esoteric movements, have revered this number, associating it with significant milestones. Over the centuries, the number 33 has been seen as a symbol of wisdom, spiritual knowledge, and even personal ascension. In Christianity, the number 33 is closely linked to Jesus Christ, who was crucified at this age. For Christians, this age is not just a historical detail, but a number loaded with spiritual symbolism. The crucifixion, which represents the pinnacle of Christ's sacrifice for humanity, gives the number 33 significant weight, suggesting a connection to the cycle of life and redemption. In Christian faith, this moment marks not only death, but also the promise of resurrection and rebirth. Moreover, in many ancient religions, the number 33 appears as a symbol of harmony and balance between the physical and spiritual worlds. In Islam, for example, prayer beads known as tasbih are often divided into sets of 33, used to glorify God. This practice can also be seen as a way to elevate consciousness beyond material life, seeking a state of deep connection with the divine. In Freemasonry, the number 33 holds special importance, being the highest degree one can achieve within the hierarchy. The 33rd degree is often associated with wisdom, self-knowledge, and mastery over life's mysteries. Freemasonry, which has long dealt with profound symbolism, views this number as a means to attain a broader understanding of the universe and life itself. The Masonic tradition aims to elevate the human spirit, and the number 33 seems to encapsulate this journey. Other esoteric traditions also see the number 33 as a path to elevation. For instance, some branches of numerology consider this number to be linked to spiritual enlightenment, seen as a master number, symbolizing the responsibility of bringing wisdom and compassion to the world. It is seen as a sign that a person who resonates with this number may have a higher mission on Earth, something that transcends the ordinary limits of existence. Thus, the importance of the number 33 in religions and esoteric traditions shows that throughout history, humanity has perceived in this number an invitation to look beyond the obvious, to see the world with different eyes. The number 33 suggests that there is something deeper and more significant behind things, something we can access if we seek this spiritual understanding. It reminds us that there is always more to discover, and that the mysteries of the universe may be closer than we imagine. The number 33 appears quite significantly in the Bible, especially in the creation narrative. One of the most striking examples is the repeated mention of the name Elohim, which in Hebrew means gods or divinities. This name, referring to God's creative force, is mentioned exactly 33 times in the creation account in the book of Genesis. This detail does not seem accidental, especially considering how much numerical symbolism is relevant in the scriptures. The Judeo-Christian tradition has always seen numbers as carriers of divine messages. The fact that the number 33 is directly linked to the name Elohim at the beginning of the world's creation suggests that this number is associated with the very creative and divine force. If we go further, we can see that the number 33 may symbolize the fullness of God's work, a kind of completeness rooted in the creation process, where each part connects harmoniously with the whole. There is also an interesting connection between the number 33 and the concept of divine promise. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, God promises to restore Jerusalem and the people of Israel, bringing healing, peace, and prosperity. This chapter is often seen as a sign of God's hope and constant love for his people, and the fact that it is chapter 33 reinforces the symbolism of this number as a marker of transformation and renewal. The symbolism of the number 33 in the Bible is not limited to these passages. Many traditions interpret this number as a representation of spiritual ascension, a point of transition between earthly life and divine fulfillment. This aligns with the fact that Jesus lived for 33 years on earth before his crucifixion and resurrection. For many theologians, this life cycle of Christ carries within it the mystery of the number 33 as a key to understanding God's purpose for humanity. Beyond the Christian narrative, the number 33 also connects to the internal structure of the Bible itself. There are several passages that use this number in a way that reflects a deeper sense of completeness or transcendence. This suggests that, in a way, the Bible invites us to observe these numerical details more closely, as if they were clues left by God to help us understand his work in a broader and more conscious way. Thus, the number 33, present both in the creation of the world and in the life of Christ, carries profound spiritual meaning. It points to something greater than we can immediately see and invites us to reflect on God's presence in every detail of our existence. When we reflect on the number 33 in the Bible, we are led on a journey of personal and spiritual discovery, where we understand that there is a hidden message in every aspect of creation. The presence of the number 33 also manifests in a striking way in the human body. A clear example of this is the spine, which has 33 vertebrae. This structure, which supports the entire human body, serves as a pillar that connects the mind and body, and this deep connection between the number 33 and the physical support of the human being hints that there is something much more symbolic behind this anatomical coincidence. In spiritual tradition, the spine is often seen as the channel of vital energy, linking the body's energy centers, or chakras. In Kundalini Yoga, for instance, it is believed that spiritual energy, called Kundalini, rests at the base of the spine and, when awakened, ascends through the vertebrae, reaching the top of the head, where the person attains spiritual enlightenment. The fact that this spiritual ascent happens along 33 vertebrae intrigues practitioners and mystics in various traditions. Moreover, the number 33 is not only present in the physical structure of the spine, but also in the way our DNA is organized. Human DNA, the basis of our biological existence, completes 33 turns in its helical structure. This scientific discovery suggests a deeper connection between the mysteries of life and the number 33, leading us to question whether there is a divine code embedded in our biology, reflecting this numerical perfection. Many scholars of spirituality view the human body as a microcosm of the universe. This means that what exists in the physical body is, in some way, a replica of universal mysteries. If our spine, composed of 33 vertebrae, represents a journey of physical and spiritual ascension, perhaps the universe also operates in a similar way, with invisible forces guiding us toward a greater destiny. The number 33 may thus represent the very path of ascension that we all, on some level, traverse. The relationship between the human body and the number 33 is not limited to these observations. Some researchers also point out that cellular regeneration and other biological processes follow patterns that may be related to this number, suggesting that, on some level, we are attuned to this frequency. This raises interesting questions about how our body responds to the spiritual and physical environment, and how we can use this knowledge to improve our health and well-being. Thus, when we look at the human body and its intricate relationship with the number 33, we realize that there is a divine design at work. Whether through the structure of the spine or the way DNA is organized, the number 33 seems to be a repeated pattern that reflects the connection between the physical and the spiritual. This harmony suggests that we are attuned to something greater, and that by understanding this, we can unlock hidden potential within ourselves. The number 33 is deeply rooted in the traditions and beliefs of various secret societies, particularly in Freemasonry, where the 33rd degree is the highest level of knowledge and power. For Freemasons, reaching this degree means not only mastering the internal secrets of the order, but also having achieved a level of spiritual wisdom that few attain. Freemasonry, which has influenced history and culture in various parts of the world for centuries, has always worked with profound symbolism, and the number 33 stands out as one of the most important. Within Freemasonry, the 33rd degree is considered the pinnacle of the hierarchy. This number carries with it the responsibility of preserving and protecting the secrets that have been passed down through generations. Many believe that the 33rd degree represents the ability to see beyond what is visible to ordinary eyes. Those initiated into this degree are taught to understand life and the universe in a broader and deeper way, connecting to the divine purpose and universal laws. However, the fascination with the number 33 is not limited to Freemasonry. Other secret societies, such as the Rosicrucians, also revere it. The Rosicrucians, an esoteric order that combines elements of alchemy, mysticism, and Christian philosophy, consider the number 33 a symbol of spiritual transformation. For them, the number represents the soul's journey in search of enlightenment and rebirth. Like in Freemasonry, Rosicrucian members believe that the number 33 reveals a hidden truth about the nature of the universe and existence. There are those who believe that these secret societies, particularly 33rd degree Freemasons, have a global influence that goes beyond public understanding. Many conspiracy theorists suggest that these groups in possession of ancient and mysterious knowledge, operate behind the scenes, manipulating events and controlling the course of history. While these theories are often contested, they reveal the mystery and reverence that surround the number 33 and its role in hidden spheres of power. The influence of these secret societies that use the number 33 extends beyond mysticism. For many of their members, this number is not just symbolic, but represents a personal responsibility to use the knowledge acquired to improve the human condition. 33rd degree Freemasons, for instance, have the mission to become lights for humanity, helping guide others on a path of self-knowledge and harmony with universal laws. This responsibility is reflected in their oath to keep the secret and work for the common good. The combination of power, mystery, and spirituality makes the number 33 a crucial element in secret societies. For those who are part of these groups, the number serves as a key to knowledge that would otherwise be inaccessible to the common world. It marks the path to personal transformation and spiritual elevation, while also suggesting a deep connection with the universal forces that govern reality. The number 33, then, continues to be a point of fascination and mystery for both initiates and outside observers. Manly Palmer Hall, one of the greatest scholars of occultism and esotericism of the 20th century, also attained the 33rd degree in Freemasonry and was a Rosicrucian, positioning himself as a key figure in the preservation and dissemination of occult knowledge. Born in Canada in 1901, Hall dedicated his life to exploring ancient mysteries, seeking answers to humanity's great questions. His works continue to influence both scholars and the curious, who find in his texts a rich source of esoteric wisdom. One of Manly Hall's most famous books is The Secret Teachings of All Ages. This monumental work is an encyclopedia of esoteric wisdom, covering topics ranging from alchemy and astrology to the mysteries of secret societies and occult philosophies. Hall believed that the knowledge of the ancients was the key to understanding the secrets of existence, and that this knowledge had been preserved by orders such as Freemasonry and the Rosicrucians. For Hall, the number 33 represented the highest degree of spiritual evolution a human being could attain. He saw Freemasonry not only as an organization, but as an heir to the ancient mysteries that had been passed down through the generations. By reaching the 33rd degree, the individual became able to understand the deepest secrets of life and death, creation, and evolution. This degree symbolized the union of the spiritual and the physical, the divine and the human. Hall also believed that occult knowledge should not be reserved for a select few, but should be accessible to all who were willing to seek the truth. He believed that spreading this knowledge could elevate human consciousness and help humanity connect more deeply with the universe. His writings are an attempt to open this portal of wisdom to everyone, regardless of their affiliation with any secret society. In addition to his teachings on Freemasonry and the number 33, Hall deeply explored the connection between ancient symbolism and the development of the human mind. He believed that symbols, such as the number 33, were more than just visual representations. They were powerful tools for transforming consciousness. Through the study and meditation on these symbols, people could access higher levels of understanding and eventually achieve enlightenment. Manly P. Hall left a profound legacy, not only for Freemasons and Rosicrucians, but for all who seek to understand the mysteries of existence. His life was dedicated to making occult knowledge more accessible and illuminating the path for those who wish to go beyond the superficial. For Hall, the number 33 was the ultimate symbol of this journey of self-discovery and spiritual enlightenment, a journey that we can all undertake if we are willing to seek the answers within ourselves. The law of cause and effect is one of the oldest universal principles, present in various spiritual and esoteric traditions, considered an immutable truth. According to this law, all actions, thoughts, and intentions have an inevitable consequence. In esotericism, this law is seen as one of the keys to understanding the flow of energy in the universe. Manly Hall and other scholars have always emphasized the importance of understanding this dynamic to achieve a more conscious and balanced life. To understand how this law works, just observe the cycle of nature. When we plant a seed, we expect it to grow and bear fruit. In the same way, our thoughts and actions are like seeds planted in the soil of our reality. What we think and do creates results, whether immediately visible or not. In the esoteric view, nothing is by chance. Everything that happens is a direct consequence of previous causes. This includes both positive and negative events. Manly Hall emphasized that understanding the law of cause and effect was fundamental to the spiritual journey. He said that by understanding this law, we can take control of our lives. Instead of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances, we begin to realize that, for the most part, we are responsible for what we experience. This brings a sense of responsibility and, at the same time, power. For by changing our causes, thoughts and actions, we change the effects, results. An important aspect of this law is that it also operates on the subtle plane. It is not only about physical actions, but also about thoughts and emotions. If our thoughts are negative, we attract circumstances that reflect this negativity. If, on the other hand, we cultivate positive thoughts and actions aligned with our goals, the universe responds accordingly, bringing more harmonious results. Thus, understanding the law means learning to align mind, heart, and action. Hall pointed out that the law of cause and effect is also connected to the concept of karma. Although we often think of karma as something related only to past lives, it is, in fact, the principle of cause and effect in action. Every thought and action generates a return, whether in this life or another. This teaches us that everything we do has a repercussion, whether in the short or long term, and encourages us to act more consciously and purposefully. Therefore, the law of cause and effect is not just an abstract idea, but a practical tool that we can use to shape our reality. By understanding that our choices have consequences, we begin to become more conscious creators of our own lives. This is one of the greatest secrets revealed by esoteric traditions, that the power to change the external world begins with internal change. And it is this internal transformation that activates the law more deeply and effectively. The study of cycles is a fundamental part of understanding the evolution of civilizations and the events that shape humanity. Historically, many thinkers and scholars have realized that societies do not follow a linear path of progress, but instead go through cyclical patterns of rise and fall. This concept, although ancient, has gained increasing strength with new archaeological and scientific discoveries. When we observe civilizations like the Egyptian, Roman, or even more recent ones, we can see that they all followed similar patterns. One of the pieces of evidence reinforcing this idea of cycles is the erosion found on ancient monuments, such as the Great Sphinx of Giza. Some erosion marks suggest that this structure may have been built 12,000 or 15,000 years ago, much earlier than conventional dating suggests. This raises the hypothesis that an advanced civilization may have existed during the Younger Dryas period, a time of great climate change, possibly linked to a flood or global catastrophe. These signs of erosion and other archaeological evidence, such as the Göbekli Tepe complex, suggest that human history may be full of civilizations that rose, thrived, and were destroyed before us. Each of these civilizations may have gone through its own cycle of rise, flourishing, and eventual decline, repeating a pattern that is still present today. This idea of cyclical repetition suggests that history does not move in a straight line, but rather in a spiral, with events that echo the past. This cyclical view of history is also found in various spiritual and esoteric traditions. In Hindu philosophy, the concept of yugas describes different ages through which humanity passes, from the golden age of enlightenment to the darkest age of ignorance and materialism. These cycles are seen as inevitable, but also as opportunities for renewal. With each cycle, humanity has the chance to learn from its mistakes and evolve spiritually. Modern civilizations are not exempt from these cycles. We can observe similar patterns of rise and decline in our own global society. Rapid technological advancement and economic growth, followed by crises and collapses, reflect this same cyclical dynamic. For many, this means that we are at an important point of transition, where civilization may be on the verge of great change or rebirth. The question is, are we prepared to learn from the past and evolve, or are we destined to repeat the same mistakes? Therefore, understanding the cycles of civilization offers us a broader perspective on our existence. It allows us to see beyond the current crises and difficulties, realizing that everything is part of a larger cycle. This awareness can help us find balance between the material and the spiritual, and understand that true progress lies in aligning our personal journey with the natural flows of the universe. Just like ancient civilizations, we too can learn to be reborn and evolve with each cycle. One of the great keys to transforming life is the alignment between thought and action. Often, people believe that simply acting will bring results or that thinking positively will be enough. However, to truly manifest deep changes, there must be harmony between what we think and what we do. This principle, which may seem simple, is essential for success in any area of life. Many philosophers and spiritual scholars affirm that the mind is the first place where transformation begins. Thought generates energy, and this energy can be positive or negative. If the mind is filled with limiting beliefs, fears, or negativity, even the best actions can end up being sabotaged by this internal force. Thought is the primary cause, and action is the effect that follows. When the two are out of alignment, frustrations, disappointments, and results that do not match what we truly desire arise. On the other hand, when thoughts and actions are in harmony, something magical happens. Actions flow more naturally, without excessive effort, because they are grounded in a clear and true intention. It is not just about doing for the sake of doing, but about acting with purpose and conviction. This inner clarity removes obstacles and allows the path to open more fluidly. It is as if the universe conspires in our favor, bringing the right opportunities at the right time. Many spiritual masters, such as Neville Goddard, emphasize the power of creative thought, but also insisted on the importance of inspired action. Thinking positively, visualizing the desired results, and meditating on goals are powerful practices, but without aligned action, these thoughts remain distant dreams. The key is to align the mind and body, allowing the mind's inspiration to manifest in concrete and successful actions. One of the most effective ways to align thought and action is through the practice of mindfulness. By bringing full awareness to each action, it is possible to ensure that it is in harmony with what we truly desire and believe. This creates a state of internal coherence, where the mind, heart, and body work together toward the same goal. This alignment allows results to come faster and more satisfactorily, as there are no internal conflicts delaying the process. Ultimately, the alignment between thought and action is the foundation for a successful and fulfilling life. Without it, we remain trapped in a cycle of frustration and stagnation. With it, we become conscious creators of our reality, able to manifest our dreams in tangible and meaningful ways. The daily practice of this alignment brings us closer to full realization in every aspect of life. The law of the spirit teaches us that the universe is composed of different levels or degrees of existence, which ascend from matter to spirit. In humans, these spheres merge into a single nature, linking the physical to the spiritual. This means that our life is a constant dance between the tangible and the intangible, and understanding how this interaction happens helps us better navigate our daily challenges and grow spiritually. This idea is deeply rooted in spiritual and esoteric tradition. The ancient philosophers, such as the Pythagoreans and Hermeticists, believed that the universe was governed by divine and mathematical order. Every part of creation, from the smallest atom to the largest planet, follows harmonious principles that reflect the creative mind of God. Within us, this harmony also exists, linking our soul to matter. By understanding this connection, we begin to realize that we are not just physical beings, but also spiritual, endowed with purpose and potential. Manly P. Hall, in his studies on the soul and spirit, emphasized that true progress comes from recognizing this duality. We are both matter and spirit, and our evolution depends on our ability to integrate these two dimensions. Matter, according to Hall, is the lowest degree of good, while spirit is the highest. This does not mean that matter is bad, but that it is temporary and subject to change, while spirit is eternal and unchanging. Throughout history, many spiritual and religious traditions have taught that the human spirit is a divine spark that seeks to return to its source. This implies that our time on earth is a journey of learning, where we have the opportunity to grow and evolve spiritually. The law of the spirit invites us to look beyond material distractions and connect with what truly matters, our inner growth and our relationship with the divine. The law of the spirit also teaches us to recognize the power of the soul. The soul is seen as the intermediary between the body and the spirit, carrying within it the experiences of physical life and the desire to ascend to higher states of consciousness. By cultivating a more spiritual life, developing practices such as meditation, self-knowledge, and charity, we are nourishing our soul and drawing closer to the purest state of being, which is the spirit. In the end, the law of the spirit reminds us that our true essence is not confined to the limitations of matter. We are spiritual beings, living a temporary experience on earth. And by understanding this, we can live more wisely and meaningfully, always seeking to elevate our consciousness and contribute to the greater good. Imagination has been seen as one of the most powerful tools that human beings possess. In the view of great thinkers such as Manly P. Hall, Neville Goddard, and even Albert Einstein, imagination is not just a mental capacity to create images or fantasies, but a divine creative force that governs the world. It allows us to go beyond the limitations of the present, projecting our visions for the future and shaping our reality according to our deepest desires. Neville Goddard, in his lectures and writings, always emphasized that imagination is God in action. This means that through imagination, we have the power to co-create with the divine. For him, everything we live and experience in our lives begins first in the mind. The way we imagine our life, the mental images we cultivate, end up manifesting in the physical world. Thus, imagination is not something superficial, but rather a sacred tool for the creation of our reality. Manly Hall shares a similar view, explaining that imagination is what he called the divine body in man. For him, imagination is the star that guides the human being toward their greater purpose. It is through it that we can access the higher mind, the one that transcends immediate problems and helps us envision creative and innovative solutions. Imagination allows us to explore infinite possibilities and, more importantly, to connect with the creative power that lies within us. In science, Einstein said that imagination is more important than knowledge, because while knowledge is limited to what we already know, imagination can go beyond. This aligns directly with the esoteric view that creative thought is what truly moves mountains. To manifest profound changes in our lives, we need to visualize not only with the mind, but also with the heart. This combination is what makes imagination an active and transformative force. However, there is a significant difference between imagining and visualizing. Imagination is freer, a pure expression of our inner being, while visualization is the conscious act of focusing on a specific goal. Both have their place, but imagination is the higher principle, as it is through it that visualization comes to life. When we imagine creatively and deeply, we activate two of the greatest existing forces, the conscious mind and feeling, which together materialize our desires. Therefore, imagination is more than a mental tool. It is a divine gift, an expression of our capacity for creation. When used consciously and combined with authentic feelings, it becomes the key to unlocking new paths and realities. Through imagination, we not only shape what surrounds us, but also discover who we are, as co-creators with the power to transform the world and our own existence. Authenticity is an essential value when we talk about the creation of reality and spiritual development. Being authentic means, first and foremost, being in tune with who you really are, without trying to conform to the expectations or standards imposed by others. The creative mind is the engine that helps us express this authenticity in a unique and powerful way, allowing us to create a life aligned with our truest essence. Often, people get lost in comparisons and end up living according to what they believe to be the ideal established by society or by others. This kind of mentality can block the creative mind, as the focus shifts from the uniqueness of being to the search for external approval. By trying to fit into someone else's mold, the connection with one's own creative power is lost. Authenticity, on the other hand, is the fuel that nurtures the creative mind, allowing it to flourish. Being authentic, however, does not mean being inflexible or selfish. It means, above all, having clarity about your values, desires, and motivations. When you act from this inner center, your actions and thoughts are aligned, creating a cohesive force that attracts the right circumstances into your life. The creative mind, when operating in this state of authenticity, becomes a powerful ally in manifesting your dreams because it is rooted in something true, not in external expectations or illusions. Another crucial point is the ability to detach from comparison. When you live constantly comparing yourself to others, you lose connection with your authenticity. Each person has their own path and pace. The creative journey of each one is unique, and trying to imitate someone else's steps only results in frustration and stagnation. Authenticity requires self-confidence, the certainty that the path you choose is the best for your personal and spiritual growth. Manly P. Hall and other great masters always emphasized that true spiritual power lies in being true to oneself. They believe that each person has a unique mission, a specific purpose that can only be achieved when they are authentic. The creative mind, when freed from external pressures, has the ability to turn dreams into reality, and authenticity is what ensures that this creation is true and lasting. Therefore, the combination of authenticity and creative mind is what allows each of us to manifest our own reality in a unique way. When you live in harmony with who you really are, without worrying about following someone else's path, you become a powerful creative force. This not only brings more joy and personal fulfillment, but also inspires others to do the same. After all, true change in the world begins when each of us allows ourselves to be who we truly are. Life is a constant dance between personal desire and the divine forces that act in our favor. The human will, expressed through our desires, goals, and dreams, needs to be in harmony with divine will for us to achieve true fulfillment. This balance is fundamental for our intentions to materialize smoothly and naturally. When our actions are aligned with the universal flow, the results happen in a surprisingly positive way. Divine will, in the spiritual context, is seen as the energy that guides and sustains the universe. It is not an external force that imposes rules or limitations, but rather a current of wisdom that, when understood, can lead us to our greater purpose. Often, people struggle against the natural flow of life, trying to force their own desires without realizing that, by doing so, they are creating more resistance. The secret lies in connecting with this divine will and allowing it to guide our actions. However, it is important to remember that human will also has its role. It is not about giving up our own desires or passively accepting what life brings. The key is to find a point of balance where personal action and divine will walk together. When we act from a place of inner alignment, where our personal desires are in tune with the greater good, things flow more easily. This leads us to a state of conscious creation. Manly P. Hall, in his teachings, spoke about the importance of keeping the mind at peace and opening up to intuition as a way to receive guidance from divine will. He believed that when we are aligned with this higher energy, our choices become wiser, our decisions clearer, and the results deeper. This is because, in this state of harmony, we stop fighting against circumstances and begin working with the universe instead of against it. When we manage to balance our will with the divine, we begin to realize that what we desire for ourselves may be deeply connected to the collective well-being. Many of the greatest personal achievements, such as successful projects or careers, end up positively impacting others. Divine will, in this context, invites us to think beyond ourselves and find ways to use our talents and achievements for the benefit of the whole. In summary, the balance between human and divine will is the secret to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. By allowing our personal actions to be guided by this higher energy, we become co-creators with the universe. This not only facilitates the realization of our desires, but also helps us find a greater sense of purpose in our achievements. Life becomes an expression of service, love, and collaboration, where everyone can grow and flourish together.